So this is an overhaul of Dellorto VHB carburettors. These are from a 1972 Moto Guzzi V7. We're just taking them off yesterday. I've got overhaul kits here. There's not a lot in the kits, unfortunately. Yeah, not a lot at all. But I guess what this will allow me to do at least is clean it. So we'll get cracking on that. So that's the first carburetor finished. About to start work on the second carburetor. I was going to do the video just based on doing the one carb, but there was so much with it. I rather suspect it's going to be something similar with this one, so it's probably useful to do too. And I'll be honest, working with it's the first time I've ever worked on this type of carburetor, so there was a bit of a learning curve. Take out these idle speed screw. If I wasn't doing this video, I'd be photographing every part of it as I take it apart. I appreciate that. I have the instruction manual and I should be referring to that. I thought that screw was holding this on. Clearly not. So according to the manual, this should come apart. But I'm not going to force it. There you go. Faint heart never won fair lady. I don't know if you can see that, but that's evaporated fuel, and that's residue that's left behind, which is never a good sign. Yeah, just like the other one, there's a lot of residue. So take out the floats. Crumbs. Oh dear. You can, how well you can see that, but I don't know what that's supposed to be, but whatever it was, it isn't. Well, that's well and truly vulcanized, isn't it? Yeah. I kind of guessed that. So it's pushed in, and it may well be tapered, so that's what locks it. It's prevented from coming out obviously by the casing here. I do apologize, I keep lifting the valve up to the camera. Sorry, the carburetor up to the camera, which obviously you can't see then. So what I'm looking for, I'm just making sure there's no pin locking it, and if not, I mean, it's got to come out. I mean, there's no two ways about it. So the simplest way to do that is to grab it. They do like these posts, Dellorto, and if you ever do the Dellortos fitted to the later Lotus Elans, the broken post is such a common problem because of these pins, and they put the pins in. The post gets broken off. It's such a pain. These look pretty good actually. They're really substantial, so it's a much better design. But on the Lotuses, honestly, it's an absolute nightmare fortunately enough, it's such a common problem that repairs are really well established now, so nobody's surprised. What I'll do is I'll actually measure this with my micrometer to see if it is tapered, but I can see there it's serrated there, so it's the serrations that would have held it into position. Wow, that's a big old hole for not being able to see through it. Crumbs. You notice very little torque when you tighten these things into the carburetor, by the way. Very little torque. Don't ride these in. That's a coming out. You can see how very little effort it takes to unscrew them. That's exactly as they should be. Right, so that's all the parts ready for, that's clean and ready for assembly. So there's this part. The spring, and then this part, and this all screws into here. So again, not too tight. I'm just being careful not to cross thread this here, so it's going in okay. We'll check the bowl height, the float height. I need to see what the dimensions are in the book. And the pen, make sure we get the serrated edge on this side. There you go. Correct tool for every job, remember that. And then this one, so we need the O-ring for this one. One thing I haven't checked is let's just check all those holes are nice and clear. Yep. Yep. Yeah. All good. So that's the O-ring on. Just as a tip, if you are struggling to get an O-ring on, I mean this is awfully small, then you need to, if you put it in hot water, or I use a heat gun sometimes, just to warm it up a bit, and it makes it a bit more resilient, and it'll go on a lot easier then. Give it a less clean. So this is the one which didn't have an O-ring on it, so I assume this is the O-ring for that. See what it's like when it's on. Seems awful small, doesn't it? I think that's probably it. So an O-ring, when you specify an O-ring for a groove, right, what you do is you obviously, what you want it to do is be proud of the surface, obviously, but also it's got to be able to compress to fill the groove. Okay, so that you can actually, if you don't have a part number, or you can't find the O-rings no longer available, if you measure the groove, and then what you do is you work on 90% of the groove being filled by the O-ring, and from that you can get the diameter. It's easy to do. If that sounds complicated, it really isn't. Yeah, but I would guess that looks about right. It seems to be proud of the groove. You don't want to be much proud of the groove, otherwise you won't be able to get it in, obviously. But then again, it does have to fill the... There's a nozzle down there, but that's the base of that. Oh, that's interesting. There you go. Let me know that's clear. So, right, let's get this on. Let's have a So in the book it does have settings, and I will have a read of the book, but I think I've said this before, but if you don't have it, what I do is close this, a turn or a turn and a half open, start the bike, see how it runs, and then just start shutting this in until you get to the maximum speed of the engine, and that's it then, and then you just adjust your idle speed then. That's how I do it anyway. Whether that's right or wrong I don't know, but that's how I've always done it. So I think we're there. I just need to check that this height here. So the book says 23.5 to 24.5, and I'm about 24, which is smack bang in the middle. Let's just check the other one, make sure it's not twisted. It is a little bit higher this side. .55 this side, so that's to me that's close enough. What I'll do, I'll just put a little bit of there it is. Just put a little bit of copper slip around there. It's just going to make it easier to come apart in the future. I mean, the reason why it's so difficult to come apart before was because it'd been, obviously it must have been leaking or something, or whoever looked at this the last time wasn't too keen on if it would seal or not, so they put silicone sealant on it. That's why it wouldn't come apart. Oops, so silly. Gasket still. Yep, make sure you wear goggles when you're squirting this thing because it does come out under quite a lot of pressure. It will sting while it evaporates because it cools a lot as it's evaporating. So I'm just adjusting the slide valve so I can just see this open. So it does have some idle speed. Right, that's it. I'm going to call it a day at that. I've just got a gasket to make to replace this one. I don't have material left for it. And that's it.